You were not brought into this world to struggle through every sunrise, scraping together fragments of a life, convincing yourself that mere survival is the prize. You were not placed on this earth to be average, to be forgotten, to live beneath the weight of bills, doubts, and limitations you never chose. You were born with fire, with potential so vast that even the stars would bow to it, if only you lit the match. But somewhere along the line, someone told you to dim it, to be realistic, to follow the rules, to play it safe. They said security is found in a paycheck, that dreams are childish, that struggle is noble, that greatness is only for the chosen few. They lied. You were not born to be broke, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You were not born to live in a cage of scarcity. You were born to rise, to build, to become. The world you see around you, the towering cities, the endless possibilities, the wealth that moves nations, none of it came from those who accepted their fate. It came from men and women who decided that the life they were handed would not be the life they left behind. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times to light the world. Henry Ford was laughed out of every room before he put the world on wheels. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. Walt Disney was fired for a lack of imagination. And yet, each of them rose, not because they were lucky, not because they were different, but because they believed, with an unshakable faith, that they were destined for more. And you are no different. What separates those who rise from those who fall is not talent. It's not money. It's not intelligence. It is belief. Belief in oneself when no one else does. Belief in a vision so clear that not even failure can blur it. Belief that the pain you feel now is not punishment, it is preparation. Every adversity, every obstacle, every sleepless night, and every closed door, they are not signs that you are broken. They are signs that you are building. Building the character, the strength, the story. The poverty of the wallet is never as dangerous as the poverty of the mind. You can be broke in dollars, but rich in purpose. You can be bankrupt in circumstances, but abundant in vision. And that vision, that burning inner picture of who you are meant to be, is more valuable than gold. If you can see it, you can build it. But clarity is the first currency of success. You must define it, not vaguely, not someday, but right now. What does wealth mean to you? Not just stacks of cash, but freedom, fulfillment, legacy, impact. You must feel it in your bones, the way a hungry man feels the scent of food before it ever reaches his lips. Your mind must become obsessed, focused, sharpened into a weapon that slices through distraction and doubt. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your standards. And most people are broke because their standards are on life support. They tolerate mediocrity. They settle for comfort. They surrender to routine. They believe the lie that the system was made for them. But systems are built, and anything built can be broken or rebuilt. You are the architect. You do not need permission. You do not need rescue. You need resolve. Because purpose without discipline is a fantasy, and talent without effort is a tragedy. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire, and discipline is forged in the moments no one sees. When you wake up early despite the comfort of the bed. When you study while others scroll. When you invest instead of spend. When you create instead of consume. It is in these choices compounded daily that wealth begins. Because wealth is not a destination, it is a direction. It is walking each day with intention, with hunger, with the refusal to accept the narrative you were handed. You were not born to be broke. You were born to be bold, and boldness requires risk. You will stumble. You will fail. You will lose things and people and pieces of yourself along the way. But that is the cost of rising. That is the price of power. Growth is not linear. Success is not clean. It is messy, brutal, and unforgiving. But so is the jungle, and yet the lion still rules. You must become that lion. You must stop grazing with sheep, begging for approval, doubting your roar. Your roar is your truth, and truth, spoken with conviction, moves mountains. There is a power inside you that no one taught you to use, because the system was never designed to show you. It was designed to contain you, to keep you busy, distracted, afraid. But the moment you wake up, truly wake up, everything changes. Your job is not to chase money. Your job is to become the kind of person money chases, the person with clarity, with character, with courage. Because money is attracted to value, and value is created through growth. If you want more, become more. Grow in your mind, grow in your skills, grow in your presence, grow in your ability to solve, to lead, to create. You were not born to be broke. You were born to break through, to tear down the walls of generational limitation, to look your family in the eye and say, it ends with me. Not just the lack of money, but the lack of vision. Not just the unpaid bills, but the unspoken dreams. Not just the empty wallet, but the empty soul. You were born to flip the script, and every page of that story is written in action. Not words, not wishes, not likes or comments or affirmations, but action. Because the universe responds not to your desires, but to your decisions. And the greatest decision you will ever make is to stop waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for the right resources, waiting for permission. You have everything you need now. Right now is the moment. Right now is the battlefield. Not tomorrow, not after the course or the raise or the motivation hits. Right now is where your destiny is forged. In the sweat, in the silence, in the sacrifice. In the lonely moments when you choose to build, not beg, so stand tall. Not because it's easy, but because you were not born to be broke. You were born to be a builder of wealth, a breaker of chains, a force of nature so unstoppable that your past begins to fear your future. And every time you doubt, every time you hesitate, remind yourself, this is not the end of the story. It's just the part where everything changes. And when it changes, truly changes, it starts with you becoming unshakable, not perfect. Unshakable, because storms will come, rejections will hit, plans will fall apart, friends will disappear, doubt will whisper, but you will not move, because you are grounded in something deeper than motivation. You are grounded in purpose. The kind of purpose that makes you wake up hungry, that makes you immune to excuses, that makes you rise above fear and dance with failure until it bows to you. Purpose is not found, it's forged. Forged in every decision to keep going, in every sacrifice you make when no one is clapping, in every hour you spend perfecting your craft when the world isn't watching. Because one day, they will. And when they do, it won't be luck they see. It'll be the blood, sweat, and soul of a warrior who refused to be broken, who refused to believe the lie that you must stay small because others did. The world needs people who refuse to live on their knees, who refuse to settle, who refuse to hand over their destiny to systems, bosses, or broken paradigms, who refuse to remain broke in wallet, in mind, in identity. You were not born to be broke. You were born to become the storm that shakes the ground and shifts the sky. You were born to redefine what's possible for yourself, for your family, for generations yet unborn. So write your story not with ink, but with action, with sweat, with courage, with the relentless certainty that the future you want already belongs to you. If you're willing to pay the price, and the price is not money, it's sacrifice, it's focus, it's faith, it's the unshakable belief that your dreams are not just possible, they are inevitable. If you decide, if you act, if you endure, because you were not born to be broke. You were born to be legendary.